Ready, boy. Oh, oops. Sorry, not yet, guys. Rod man. We are back. We are better than ever. This is a new week for the Fin Out of Water Football Podcast. And unfortunately, we got a lot of shit to talk about. I'm just lying. It ain't unfortunate, man. This is one of those rare situations where in the off season, like we say every week, man, we stretching out the bowl, man. We got our elbow in that thing, man. We trying to make that dope stretch, man. You feel me? But the football guys decided us to give us some stuff to talk about, man. So, of course, we're going to go ahead and break down the Brock Purdy contract, give our thoughts on it, and just give a big macro picture on what the NFL is going to be and what the QB bubble is going to be when it comes to these contracts. Also, we're going to talk about the Caleb Williams drama, one of the most ridiculous stories that have come out. If you're not familiar with who Seth Wickersham is the OG journalist. He is the one who did all the reporting for anything that involved the New England Patriots or the Dallas Cowboys. So he is locked. So everything that we're going to break down is it actually happened. And the Williams family put a name on it, man. But this is going to be a laid back episode, man. You know, we're going to do a little bit of NBA talk. You feel me? Like, it ain't too much going on with the Dolphins. So if you are here specifically to hear about the Dolphins, I do apologize. They ain't giving us shit too much to bite on, man. I'm sorry. So this gives us the opportunity to go around the NFL, man. But before we get to the meat and potatoes of this episode, Rob, first things first, man. How are you, man? What's going on, brother?
Listen, my brother, I am doing pretty great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Always happy to talk some football, man. Shout out to the people. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homies that's gonna tune into the episode today. But you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get it going, man. I'm ready to get it going.
All right, well, let's get right into it, man. So one of the things that we wanted to do, man, we wanted to, think about things that we want to see for the 2025 season. What do we want to see come back to the NFL, right? So there were some things that I've longed for, and ironically, AB, Antonio Brown, is in the news for acting an ass. But I remember something that he did, right? And I routinely remember this thing that he did on the football field which is kick kick the punter's face in with his cleats, dog. The reason why that happened is because back in the day, good football players used to return punts and take off kickoffs, man. Like, I missed that, right? And that made me think, hey, why don't we have a topic about that? And then anybody in the chat, if you got any ideas, things that you were remiss that you want to see in the NFL, go ahead, please put it in the chat. You already know we love chat participation. But Rod, man, there's some things that the NFL need to bring back, bro. Put the good football players back on punt return and kickoff return, man. Like, don't abolish kickoff. Don't take kickoffs out the game. Bring it back.
You know what it is, Herbie? It's the money now. They're too afraid of exposing these guys. You know what I mean? Like, it would be nice to see like Tyreek Hill on punt returns, right? I think he used to do it.
Yeah, he did. He used to do it. Odell used to do punt returns for 2 weeks, and they saw how dope Odell was, and they were like, "No, you'll never run a punt back again. Like, get out of here." Like, bro, I remember Adrian Peterson. Like, for 7 weeks, they had him on punt return, bro. I remember the punt return that he had on the Bears his rookie season, because they put him. They were like, the point was, how can we get the ball in our best football players' hands on offense at all times, right? And like you said, the money got too big. The money made too much sense, and there's no reason to have your best player taking unnecessary punishment. But at the same time, your best player can make something happen, dog. Like, so I want to see that, bro. So you have any other examples of things that you want to bring back?
Yeah, man. And when you talk about punt returns, Herbie, you know who comes to mind? Devin Hester, man. Like we haven't had a Devin Hester since Devin Hester. You know what I mean? Like listen, for the folks who may come across this and might not have been around when football, like when Devin Hester was a thing, for the Bears, dude, like there was just something about him returning. Like you just couldn't kick the ball to this guy, man.
No, he had 7 combined punt returns and kickoffs in one season. 7.
Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous.
It got to the point where they stopped. They treated Devin Hester like MLB pitchers treated Barry Bonds. They just
Yep.
stopped throwing to him. They stopped kicking to Devin Hester. Like it got to the point where it was just like, we can't do this no more, bro. We would rather kick the ball out of bounds and start at the 40-yard line than give you an opportunity, dog. That's crazy.
That's
That's
powerful.
nuts. That's
Like,
nuts. But
That's
yeah,
powerful.
but go on. What else you got?
So, I decided to kind of like delve into like a little bit of NFL history, right? Because we were talking about things that have been phased out and a couple of fun things that would be brought back. So for all the old school football fans, this one should ring some bells. Stick 'em.
We
You
gotta
know,
bring Sticker back. We gotta bring Sticker back. I ain't gonna lie.
stick it back, bro.
Bruh, these new gloves that these kids are using is basically stick them anyway, bruh. So let's just stop it, bruh. Just let's go. Let's be lawless with it, bruh. Put all the gorilla glue you can put on your hands, man. Like bring stick them back, man. Like we were a proper country, man. Bring stick them back, man.
Yes, sir.
What else you got?
Another one that this one's actually pretty recent, but I was never someone who was really mad about it. Maybe because my team has never been in any meaningful fucking playoff games for it to matter like that. But sudden death overtime now, like I know a lot of people don't want this back. Like a lot of people want teams to get the opportunity to kind of go back and forth, but I don't mind it, man. I mean, football was fine with these rules for decades,
Nah,
right?
it was fine and it was better, right? And not to cut you off, but like, it's winners and losers in this shit, man. Like, it's winners and losers, dog. Like, the Bills cried because they didn't get an opportunity to. And again, this was the 13-second game, right? The Bills cried, and then they got that rule overturned to where, because okay, I'll take it, but let's take it all the way back. My apologies. It used to be sudden death. If you kick a field goal, you lose. Whatever, right? And I agree that it should be a touchdown that finishes the game because a touchdown means you earned it. Like you imposed your will. Like they couldn't stop a touchdown. So I'm cool with that. But now both sides get the ball. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's winners and losers, dog. You have 4 quarters to stop this.
And then you have one other side of the ball, Herbie. Like the defense has to do their job, right? Like a defense can get a stop and get you back the ball. A defense doesn't have to allow them to score first.
But that's the thing. That's the argument that really drives me crazy about it. And I guess we should have saved this last so we could. So I ain't think about that. But that's the part that drives me crazy. The way people talk about it is as if offense is only on the field. Like your defense is out there, bro. Tell them to do their job. Stop them.
Yeah.
Like you can stop this. Like it don't. So I wholeheartedly agree. Like make this shit sudden death again, bro. Like we have 4 quarters to decide a winner or a loser, bro. Whoever scores first should win the game. You have 4 quarters, man. Like don't be the Bills, man the F up, and earn it. Like, because look what happened. The Bills changed the rules, and they still can't beat the Chiefs. Stop crying, bro. That's not why. That's not why y'all lost, bro.
What was the point?
All right, what else you got?
All right, so this one is an interesting one, Herbie, especially when you consider the new changing, ever so shifting landscape of the NFL, bro. NFL Europe. Now, the NFL Europe was a developmental league affiliated with the NFL that was shut down in 2007. But when you think about what the NFL is doing now, branching out, like the Dolphins are playing in Madrid, Spain. We have Brazil games now. We've had the London games for a while. The NFL is now branching out to the point to where it would be nice for them to do like such a thing. And look at the success the NBA is having with and granted, I know basketball globally is far different from American football. Uh, you know, you
Correct.
know, soccer, aka football, to the rest of the world, and basketball and even baseball have more of a stranglehold, globally than American football. But you never know what kind of talent you would find in Europe. You know what I mean? I think it would be dope. I think NFL Europe would be lit.
I think it would be dope because, and this is why it's not gonna happen. And we which is kind of the Debbie Downer. So I'll save that for the back end. But I'll say I would love to see NFL Europe come back because we need NFL Europe, right? Like there needs to be a place for dudes who are just not good enough to be in the NFL within their first 2 or 3 years, right? Like the average NFL lifespan is 2.5 years. 2.5 years, that's it. There needs to be a place for guys that need to develop. Like let's say Devontae Adams, right? Devontae Adams, based off his first 2 seasons, you would have said he was a bust. Like that's what they were calling him. They're calling him a bust. They didn't think that he would ever get to the point. And he went from somebody that was considered a bust or somebody that was considered a waste of a draft pick in the second or third round, if I'm not second round, to a Hall of Famer, right? Because he needed to develop. He just was in a situation where it was enough wide receivers that he wasn't forced to be out there and had his confidence broken. And he got the opportunity to develop. NFL Europe would give dudes who are not ready to play when they're 22 or 20 or 21 the opportunity to develop. And then you could probably come back a much better player. Another example, Charvarius Ward for the 49ers. We drafted him. He was talking shit about us. It took 7 years for this dude to become a Pro Bowl player, dog. Some dudes just take longer, man. And we need a true developmental. Like the NBA has the G League. Right. MLB has the minor leagues, right? Like you got other avenues to develop. The NFL, if you crash out, you grits, dog. You gonna be playing in them leagues at your mama house, bro, by your mama house, dog. Yeah. On a field, on a middle school soccer field, bro.
Yeah.
What's them leagues called again, bro?
Semi-pro.
You playing semi-pro, dog. You gotta pay for your own players, bro. That's where you at. Like you can't go back to college. Like no, bro, you can't be 30 on the field on college. So all you could do is go to semi-pro there. So NFL Europe should definitely come back, bro. That's definitely one of them ones that we should definitely bring back. But I'll say this: the reason why we're never going to see NFL Europe is because the NFL does have a minor league. It's a free minor league. It's called college football.
NCAA.
NCAA. It ain't happening, bro. All right, give me another one, brother. This is a fire list, though, bro. Shout out to you, man.
Appreciate that, my brother. Appreciate that,
for sure.
Another one that I would personally like brought back, especially considering like what I like in football. Like, just to give some background, like I miss the hard hitting football. Like, I understand things have changed. We have more knowledge now. We have an understanding of the impact of football and what it does. CTE, brain injuries. We've had some crazy things happen with former players. Some dudes can't even hold a cup of water. But this is something that I wouldn't mind. Illegal contact, not called so tightly, right? So after the Patriots' physical defense in 2003 in the AFC Championship game, the league from that point on emphasized, calling, illegal contact and, basically all the defensive penalties. They put more of an emphasis on that, and it's only grown since that time, right? It feels like now defenders can't even really touch these guys. So, it would be nice, especially when you consider how much the rules of the game are slighted towards the offense. It would be nice if the defenders could get a little handsy a little bit, man. Like, come on, bro.
Thanks, bro. They have all the advantages on offense, bro. Like, I get it. And the reason why is because fantasy football has become so huge. And fantasy football drives so much revenue. Right. And they're going, like, it's intentional. Like, the NFL want to make it seem like it's not intentional. It is very intentional. They are going to do everything in their power to always, even put like this, right? If the ball is thrown in the air, if the wide receiver and the cornerback both have the ball, it automatically goes to the receiver. What kind of bullshit is that?
It's rigged, like, completely. It's rigged for the off.
Like I
Like
get it. You
completely.
quote unquote have to take the ball away, but I mean we can't jump off of this. Like if my opinion, you didn't catch it, I didn't catch it, bro. Run it again. Nobody caught it, right? So it's always going to be skewed for the offense, and the reason why is because fantasy football, man. That we need them points, man. We need them points, man. So it's intentional, dog. Any more you got?
The last meaningful one I have is one that's not actually something that's been phased out. It's actually a rule that has never been implemented. So fair catch kick attempts, still technically legal, but almost never attempted. This quirky rule lets a team try a free kick from the spot of a fair catch. And I started thinking about it, Herbie. In
I
what?
need, bro. I need you to elaborate. I'm so confused. Like, what does that mean, bro?
So my understanding is it like let's say for example, let's just say for the sake of argument, I guess a team maybe blocks a punt, right?
Right.
And then the returner decides to catch the ball, and instead of actually making a play, he just waves it off. And maybe it's in field goal range. You could actually elect to kick a field goal, which nobody would do, Herbie. Now that I think about it, like why would you do that? You know what
Right.
I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. 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 Right.
Like I don't even know what context. This must be a rule they made in like the
I
19th.
bet Bill Belichick pulled that shit out of his ass one of these playoff games. We just don't remember. Like I know he did something to the Ravens when the Ravens had John Harbaugh hot. Had John hot. I remember he
Yeah,
did
I remember.
something to it.
Yep.
I remember what it was. I remember it was something like that, man. All right, all in all, man, fireless, man. You round of applause, man. You already know, man.
Appreciate that.
All right, man. Now it's time to get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, bro. So we always get into a situation where this happens every year because somebody is always up every year. And we get into the situation where we argue about what a QB is worth. Should a QB get this amount of money that he's going to get? And what I want to do with this time with you, Rod, is try to tell people and explain why we just got to recalibrate what this even means at this point. Like, it's so much money for quarterbacks specifically. Let's just keep it a bean. This is for quarterbacks. Everybody else is separate. There is a $30 million gap between quarterbacks and wide receivers. You feel me? There's a $20 million gap between quarterbacks and edge rushers, right? There's still a gap. But we got to just accept that 55, 57, 60 million, it's just what it is, bro. So the reason why I'm bringing this up, obviously, because Brock Purdy just signed his contract. What was the 260 million or something like that?
265 million and then 181 million guaranteed.
Bum. So that's what matters. The 261, that's Fugazi. That's a Fugazi. You feel me? Shout out. Shout out to my man on Wolf of Wall Street, dog. But the 181, the guaranteed is what matters, right? And I'm going to go ahead and this all traces back to two people. One person that I love to shit on. The other person I feel bad, but we have to bring him up too. Person A, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence got $200 million guaranteed. That changed everything. Once he got that money, it was fire. It was bang, bang, bang for every quarterback that is a starter on the in the NFL. You could not go back to your quarterback in negotiations and say no, because all they're going to do is say Trevor Lawrence got 200.
That's all they got to do.
That's all they got to do. Trevor
do.
got 200. What are we talking about? Another person, and this hurts, Tua. People are going to say Tua got 167. What are you talking about? And the reason why Tua got what he got is partially because of what Trevor got. And I think what Trevor got, Tua got was after Trevor or before Trevor?
I think Tua might have been before Trevor, but
I think he would have, because I don't think he would have. He wouldn't have took less than Trevor. So I think he was before Trevor.
Yeah.
But even then, right? Like once Trevor got $200 million, It broke everything. It broke everything. This is what happened with Gabe Davis when the Jaguars, and again, it's the Jaguars. They keep breaking the system. The Jaguars gave Gabe Davis $20 million. That broke everything. So when you see Brock Purdy get $53 million a year on average, you got to eat that. And as fans, we have to recalibrate this, right? Like we have to accept this. This is the new normal. Like as a capitalist, I want him to get everything he can get. I'm a capitalist. I want a free market, dog. Get whatever somebody's willing to get you. But as a football fan, I know what this means. I'm living it, bro. My quarterback's Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is not worth $60 million a year. 49er fans, you're fucked. This is the name of the game, baby. This is the name of the game. Go
You know
ahead.
what's funny? I can't really dig into the 49ers fans that much because my team did the same thing, right? Like, it's funny. The quarterback position, Herbie, is the only position in football where you can get paid a nice chunk of change because of how everybody else makes you look, right? You look at
Correct.
receivers, you look at defensive players, you look at running backs, every skill position, these guys have to make sure they come play after play, put great tape out there, all that, just to make whatever they're gonna make, whatever cap they have in their respective groups. But quarterback Herbie, Trevor Lawrence got paid. Fucking Brock Purdy just got paid. And these guys are getting Herbie. It's here's the thing about the NFL. And whether we like it or not, teams are looking for two things when it comes to quarterbacks. They're either looking for the superstar, which only a handful of teams have,
Mm-hmm.
or they're looking for a safe bet guy who's like stable. They're looking for stability at the position at the cost of never potentially anything, right? And a lot of teams are starting to go this route, Herbie, because at the end of the day, nobody wants to be in complete quarterback hell. Teams choose quarterback purgatory over quarterback hell, right? And unfortunately, this is the way it's gonna go, right? Because people will argue like, "Damn, man, how could they pay Purdy all that money?" Let me tell you something, Herbie. I am not shocked in the slightest that the 49ers paid Brock Purdy what they paid him. You want to know why? Because he single-handedly saved them from one of the all-time sins
All
that
time.
can commit. They completely flubbed on a draft pick on a third overall pick at quarterback. Trey Lance, Herbie. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It's a fart in the wind because Brock Purdy came in, and regardless of how you feel about him, Herbie, he got to a Super Bowl with the Niners, Herbie. And people will say, "Well, Jimmy G got to a Super Bowl with the Niners." True, but you know what the Niners did after they saw Jimmy G Super Bowl? They was like, "Nah, bro, they conspired to get rid of this nigga." You know what I'm saying? Whereas with Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan at the very least feels like he has trust in him. Like Brock Purdy saved Kyle Shanahan. He saved
Saved him. Like
epic, epic
you
fail.
you made an incredible point. I never even put two and two together. Like I heard somebody else say that, but hearing you say it just crystallize it. They didn't pay Brock Purdy because they think he's great. They paid Brock Purdy because they saved all their asses. Like nobody even thinks about Trey Lance. That's how
Nope.
successful Brock Purdy has been. And he did the unthinkable. He made people forget about a quarterback draft bust.
Yep.
Of course you earned your money, right? And there's another reason, right? And I like that you brought up Jimmy G because that gives me a point to transition over to this point. There's so many reasons why these guys get paid. Like I know, I know this for a fact. If I put Truth Serum in Kyle Shanahan, and Kyle Shanahan said, "Bro, what's your honest assessment of Brock Purdy?" Kyle Shanahan said, "Yeah, he's all right. He's good. He's good." He will never say he's elite. He's never going to say he's top five if you give him Truth Serum.
Nope.
But why are you giving him top five elite money? Because you have to. Like, you can't let Brock Purdy walk. You got a lot of room you still have to go into, dog. There's people who want Brock Purdy to get their money, and you have to do good faith by Brock Purdy, because that means they have to believe you'll do good faith by them as well. So there's all of these aspects and all of these outside pressures to give these quarterbacks money beyond their talent. because you got to keep 51 other dudes happy who built an infatuation with that person that they actually like. You could let Jimmy G walk, who went to the Super Bowl, because your locker room think he was ass too. That's easy.
Listen, man, you get pass attempts in a championship game. God damn. That
That's
tells everything.
easy. You can let Jimmy G walk. They all thought he was trash too. That's nothing. You can't let somebody walk that they actually like and believe in. Whether he's great or not is irrelevant at that point. And like you said, it's about we'd rather be in purgatory than be in hell. The problem is that when you're in purgatory, I'll take this back. You would rather be in purgatory too, because when you're in purgatory, your fans start to turn on the quarterback too.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got that fan support that you didn't have initially when you gave that contract at first. So it'll be easier to walk away from this person. Why? That's why the guaranteed is what matters, not the contract. The total guarantees is what matter, right? So there's a lot of chess and a lot of outside forces and all kinds of reasons why people get this contract. And hold on, we got some. Oh, hey man,
My homie Troll.
Dro, what up? What up? What up, baby? What's
Good,
going
bro.
on, man? Ain't no
Good.
QB there to replace. Facts, right? But you say that, right? You say that. But there was no QB to replace Tony Romo. He got replaced. They just drafted a QB. There was no QB to replace Josh Rosen. And then they got the number one pick and they got rid of him with Kyler Murray, right? There's always a QB to replace you if they feel like they want to replace you or they feel like they have to replace you. They don't have to replace Brock Purdy because he's good enough to warrant the contract. So you're going to get your contract. Now, this is why it is so important to win on a rookie contract. Because there's only 4 dudes, maybe 5, that could still be elite when they get the contract.
Yep.
Josh, Lamar, Pat, Joe. That's the list of dudes who's elite. And then you got the guys like, I'm sorry, I can't say that. We gotta bump this dude out of that class, man. Get that has-been Justin Herbert out of here, man. Get that guy out of here, man. Get that guy out of here, man. That's it. That's it. Those are the guys you could give $250 million to, $55 million a year, $56, $57, $60 million a year that can carry the load and keep it pushing, regardless who is on the team. The list is so short. The problem is that you got to pay a bunch of dudes who are not that good that kind of money, dog. Think about this, and I have the list, so let's go ahead and look at it right now, so everybody can see. This is the, on average, highest paid quarterbacks in the league. Number 1, Dak Prescott at $60 million. Then it's Joe Burrow. Then it's Josh. Then it's Jordan Love. Then it's Trevor Lawrence at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with $55 million a year, tied with Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. He's tied with them on average yearly salary, dog. Tua, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson makes less money than Trevor Lawrence, dog. You're right. I agree, man. Round of applause for Dro, man. Yes, man. I concur. So, based off of this list, Brock Purdy is right above Jared Goff. He's 7th in the list on average contract per year, $53 million a year. And this is why we got to recalibrate this stuff. None of this stuff matters.
Yep.
I look the numbers up. Guys, if y'all want to go ahead and put in the chat, what do you think the average salary was for quarterbacks for the 2020 season?
I'll say it.
Just 5 years ago, the average salary for quarterbacks in the 2020 season was $30 million. That means it's going up $30 million in 5 years, dog. It's going up at least $25 million in 5 years, bro. 5 years from now, there's going to be a quarterback making $80 million. All of this shit does not matter. Don't worry about what your quarterback gets, bro. 2 years from now, it's going to feel like chump change. Patrick Mahomes got $500 million. 2 years later, bro, he was the 13th paid quarterback, bro.
Yep.
It took 2 years for him to go to number 1 from 13th. That's just what it is, dog.
And you know what, Herbie? The thing that gets me about this too, Herbie, I guess what kills everybody about all these contracts is right, like, because of the way the market is shifting, the way the market keeps increasing, the market value for quarterbacks. If the teams feel like, indebted, they feel like they have to pay these guys, Herbie. But here's the drawback, right? You pay a guy like Purdy, you pay a guy like Trevor, and you don't have money to pay everybody else. So
Mm-hmm.
now, this is where it goes back to the point I made in the very beginning, to where quarterbacks are the only position where you can get paid for how everybody else helped make you look. There's not going to be in everybody else for Brock Purdy, Herbie. There's not going to be in everybody else. Soon for Tua, there's not going to be in everybody else. At some point for Trevor, even with the people who Trevor has, he'd be looking sorry. So
And this is where, and ultimately, before we can move on, to the Caleb story. But ultimately, the real crux, and I'm not gonna say this is an issue because it's only an issue if you're a fan because you're biased, you're selfish, you want money for the other teams, and blah 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 blah, and it's about what you think somebody deserves. Whatever somebody's willing to pay, somebody is what they deserve. That's just the reality of the situation. This is America. This is a capitalist country. This is how capitalism works. But the real issue is that there is backup money, there is bridge quarterback money, and then there's elite money. There's no he all right. He my dude, but he all right. I don't really think he elite. He all right. There's none of that. There's no slot for that. And that's the problem. Like, leave the elite guys with the elite guys. Only 5 people should be making $55 million. Dak, oh my God, I almost threw up. My football guys, strike me down
hey
now.
man, your inner
Strike me
Cowboys
down
fan
now.
is leaked out.
Please strike me down through this concrete walls. Zeus, send every thunderbolt you got. Oh my God. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. That should be the 55 and up club, bruh. Everybody else should be around $40 million, 42. But there is no slot for that. When you give Trevor Lawrence $200 million, there's no slot for that anymore. Because everybody could go to the office and say, bruh, you know I'm better than him. Like, what were you talking about? and you as a GM got to be like, damn, you know what, bruh? All right, bruh. Yeah, bro. He threw 4 picks in the playoff game, bro. Like, you better than him, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so because of certain teams that just don't care, they ruin it for everybody. Again, there's no man. We got this slot for you, which is right above bridge, under elite. Nah, bro. It's either if you're above bridge, then you're elite money.
True Blazer in the building.
I heard an interesting fact today. Mr. Irrelevant is the only QB from his class with his original team that speaks to quarterbacking today, and that is a goddamn shame.
That's crazy.
That is a goddamn shame, man. So with that, man, true, man, appreciate that because that gives us the opportunity to transition. So, and dang, I was supposed to put the dang what's it call it up. It is what it is, man. Speaking of the back, man, discussion. The Caleb Williams drama. So I will set the stage. If anybody who's not familiar, there was a story, an article from a book that is going to come out from the great Seth Wickersham. He's probably the best investigative reporter in the NFL. He's not on ESPN or NFL Network or any of these networks. So you're not going to, unless you are a football junkie, you probably never heard the name. I'm a football junkie. I know the name. He's done a bunch of books on the Patriots. He's done a bunch of books and reporting on Cowboys. He's done a bunch of reporting on the NFLPA, contract negotiations. If he says it, you could send that to the bank. That check is not going to bounce back. I promise you. And the book that he has coming out, some of the experts that made headlines, because again, every book needs something to sell it, was the pre-draft process with Caleb Williams and his trepidation to go to the Bears. I got some quotes or whatever. Let me see here. Share this tab instead. You probably won't be able to see, but I'll just read along with you guys. That looks crazy. It makes me look like I'm looking at a white dude, man. Let me just go ahead and slide to the left. That's ESPN, y'all. They ain't got shit to do with me, man. That's ESPN, man. I promise, man. That's ESPN. But this is the line right here, man. Out the gate. Chicago is the place quarterbacks go to die. You can't say that, Papa Caleb. Not on record. You can't do
Especially
it.
when he's on the chopping block to get drafted, bro, at the time. Like, what are you thinking, bro? What? Come on, Carl. Of course, somebody named Carl will do something so egregious, Herbie. No offense to the other Carls out there, but this is such a Carl move, Herbie.
Dog,
Crazy.
give me your unnamed sources. Tell a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. But you can't be the one to put it on wax and say it's on the record.
Off the record is a thing, man. I hope they were aware of this when they did this.
Like, I don't want to begrudge a father for trying to control the situation because that is his son. He has to see his son. He has to see those uncles. He has to see the headlines. He has to read all of these things. He knows from a little bit of the history of the NFL. And the history of the NFL, a part of that history is the Bears never having a good quarterback since Jim McMahon. So I get it. But your son plays for the team now, dog. He got to go in the locker room, dog. And Caleb is also culpable on this. He's on record too.
Oh, yeah.
You talking about, oh, I went and filmed and they didn't teach me how to do anything? Dog, you look like a trying to use better language, Rod. You look like a bitch.
Goober. He's straight goober, man. Like, you
You
can't be
look like a fucking op. That locker room is sacrilege, dog. So anytime that anything goes bad, now people are gonna say, is Caleb gonna run and put anything that happens that doesn't go his way in a book? Is he gonna throw me under the bus? Is he gonna throw his O-line on the bus? And again, he didn't on this, but now it's gonna make me think. It's gonna be in the back of my head as a football player, as a teammate. There's a reason why we've never seen this. Like Sam Bradford, and again, this is the irony of all it, right? Caleb did not go into a perfect situation, but he didn't go into a bad situation. And that's why this shit looks so crazy. Because he wanted to build in an excuse machine for why he didn't play well. The same reasons why you weren't that great your rookie season is because of the same things that you were doing at USC. Holding onto the ball, locking onto receivers, having poor control of the football with fumbles, taking unnecessary sacks, running into sacks, running out of coverage. Not so that was at USC. Like, where's the book about that? Like, where's the book about your USC and why you did all these things? You did these things at USC too. Like, so it's crazy to me, bro. And I'm like, he really said that, bro?
Well, and here's the thing, Herbie. What also makes it a bad look, Herbie, is the fact that it would have been one thing if he'd have been drafted and like the there was nobody else in the quarterback class to compare him to. Herbie, the guy that was drafted right after him, went to a team that everyone believed was markedly worse going into it because people thought the Bears were actually a decent situation for a rookie coming in, and they
No,
started
don't
off
say
4-2.
decent, right? And not. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. We gotta use the verbiage that was used at the time. People, a large amount of people, were saying this is the best situation a first overall pick has ever gone to. They didn't say he went to a decent situation. They were saying it was the best situation of all time. Of all time.
That's how people felt. Imagine, imagine, and
Imagine.
Jaden Daniels goes to Washington, and they make it to the NFC Championship game in 1 year. Now, look, I'm not one of those people who's gonna say, "Oh, if a guy don't pop his first year, he never gonna pop." But you know what, Herbie? You know one thing that's usually true in football. Usually, when somebody's special, you kind of see it right away.
Out the
Like
gate.
it's not always instant, but in most cases, when somebody's special, because here's the thing, Herbie, the one thing I've known about football my whole life is that a truly special quarterback, Herbie, it doesn't matter what the system is. It doesn't matter who's around him. Look at Patrick Mahomes, Herbie. Who the hell is he throwing to? Who was Josh Allen throwing to this year? Prior to Zay Flowers, who was Lamar throwing to? But they still made shit happen. They still made plays. Lamar still had a 36 touchdown season with no receivers. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, Herbie, yeah, Caleb Williams can sit there and point fingers at the coaching staff and say, yeah, Shane. And people apparently weren't a fan of Shane Waldron. I got you.
Oh no, listen, Jackson Smith and Nigba, when he said that the Bears are getting Shane Waldron, man said, I guess I guess what he said. This is no defense of Shane Waldron. Shane Waldron sucked, but Shane Waldron also was successful with Russell Wilson, right? Like sometimes bad coaches are made better because the players are so elite. It doesn't matter. Like
Right.
we seen it with Peyton Manning and what's his name that was
Gase.
coach, Adam Gase. Peyton Manning swore by Adam Gase because Peyton Manning's brilliance couldn't make him realize how stupid Adam Gase was, bro. He swore by the guy.
Fact.
He called the Jets personally to say, you need to hire this dude, bro. He's amazing. And Woody Johnson, man, Woody Johnson went for it. The heist of the year, man. So, but that speaks to it. Greatness is so great that it overwhelms bad coaching. Like Drake May, for example. Drake May was in a significantly worse situation. You don't hear this dude dropping no books. He was better than Caleb was in a significantly worse situation. No O-line, no running game, no receiver. The average yards of separation that his receivers got was bottom 3 in the league. 1.5 yards of separation last year. He had to throw darts every time just to complete a pass. He took it on the chin. That's what you do. Yep. That's the name of the game. That's part of the job. That's why you got paid. Like, I get it. It is so hard to get the best version of what you think could be for yourself in a situation that you do not control. The draft is inherently illegal. You can't draft people anymore. You can't even do that in the fucking military, dog. Like, I get it. You are not in control of where you go, but greatness overwhelms that. That's the point. Like, you think you had it worse than Sam Bradford, dog? You think you had Sam Bradford rookie year, man? Wide receivers were Brandon Gibson and Laurent Robinson, and his tight end was Billy Bajima, dog. You think you had it worse than him?
Oof. PU, man.
As much as I hate Trevor Lawrence, and I can't wait to kick his back in, bro, as a number 1 overall pick, the fraternity that you're in, you think you had it worse than Trevor, who had Marvin Jones and Lavicia Shenault Jr. and James O'Shaughnessy and Chris Manhurts as his tight ends? You think you had it worse than him, dog?
Damn.
Just 2 years ago, you think you had it worse than Bryce, who had DJ Chark, Jonathan Migo, and the remains of Adam Thielen? You think you had it worse than him? No, dog. That's the name of the game. That's what it is, bro. Like, to do this, to build a failsafe. No wonder DJ Moore always looked like he was ready to fight this dude, bro. The ball wouldn't even be thrown and DJ Moore was pissed.
Yep.
And it makes sense. It's like, damn, bro. Like, You really did. This is some real SUCKASHIT, bro. This is crazy, dog. Let me get this last thing before we move on or whatever, man.
Shout out to the homie Loco. What's up, boy?
Hey man, look, I'm late to the party. Off topic, but I can't believe they gave the Bears a Monday night game, bro. It's the Bears, dude. That's one of the biggest media markets in the world. You better believe you finna take your ass to cold ass Chicago, my boy. No disrespect, man. Keep your head up, man. Wear your gloves, man. Lock in, brother. Lock in,
Lock
lock in,
in,
lock
lock
in,
in, brother.
brother. All
Lock
right, man.
in.
Let's go ahead and transition, man. We just finna shoot the shit and just, tap in with the homies, put everything in the chat, man. Rob, man, what do you want to do, man? You want to talk some NBA playoffs, brother?
Yeah, man. I'm good with that, man. Let's do a little NBA playoffs before we sign out of here today,
All
man.
right, man, cool, man. The homies, man, we're gonna transition over to NBA playoffs. It ain't too much stuff with NFL, man. So around the horn, man. Around the what's it called, bro? Boom, 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 boom. Give me 1 second, man. All right, NBA playoffs review, man. How's the NBA playoffs been for you, my guy?
I gotta tell you, Herbie, this has probably been one of my maybe one of my favorite playoffs in a long time.
Yeah, me
If
too.
only because there's been some incredible series in this run. It's been unfortunate because of the injuries and stuff like that. And listen, injuries happen every year. Like people keep talking about injuries, guys dropping like flies. It happens. Like, listen, my team
That's part of the game.
my team, Steph Curry played the first game, and then like after that they got waxed. It is what it is. It happens. They lose. Like the Warriors. Listen, like people don't like Warriors fans might not want to hear this, but we benefited a lot from injuries too. So it happens. Like right, it's just a part of the game for everybody. But injuries news aside, I just love the way that this has been a really unpredictable NBA playoffs. Here's the thing, man. If you are somebody who's betting money, like me, I decided to take it easy. Like I had an itch to bet, like when the playoffs started, and I just didn't get around to it. But man, listen, when I watch these games, when I see like the point totals guys have, when I see the way these games play out, I would have just been throwing money in the trash, dog.
Oh,
Like
you're right. Just speaking of that, man. Speaking of betting, bro. Pat said it's been good for the fans, but for my pockets, it's been stressful. I don't
it's
bet no more, man. I just
we on the
gave it
same
up.
wavelength.
I realized all these things I'm good at, right? I'm good at tying my shoes, man. I'm good at putting a hat on my head, dog. You feel me? I'm good at being funny. I am not good at going on the Hard Rock app, dog. If I open that app, I lose. Like I open the app and I lose, man. I just say, you know what? This ain't for me, dog. This ain't for me, bro. But you know me. I have been. I don't care about basketball. I don't watch basketball anymore. There's no shade to basketball. It's a great sport. That used to be a sport I loved, but I just have not had any passion towards it except for this season. Really, the end of the season, right? Like, and I think because so many teams were in it towards the end because of the play-in. We saw some really competitive basketball. I do think that the NBA has made it a point to allow more physical play, and that was
Yeah,
before the playoffs even started, right? Like I've seen a lot of people complain about the lack of physicality. Now you're not watching. You just arguing. You've built in something that you think is going on without
right.
actually watching, and you have not updated your opinion, your biases, none of that. Like it was plenty physical. These dudes is dropping bows. Go watch Amin Thompson and tell me that he's not playing physical basketball, bro. Like, stop it.
I mean, look at the Thunder and Nuggets series, man. That physical defense they were playing on Jokic, it affected them.
Yeah,
It
for sure.
100% affected them.
For
100%.
sure. So this was and that's it was something that it really dawned on me. I'm like, oh, we never cared about 120 to 140. No, we always cared about compelling basketball. Sometimes compelling basketball is going to be 85 to 84, dog.
That's how it used to be.
That's how it used to be. That's what made it popular to begin with. And again, it is the fantasyfication of sports where you want to increase scoring, you want to increase points, and you feel me because you have fantasy. There's things that are scoring, whatever, right? Those outside influences that ultimately make a worse product. You seen what happened. We want to see dudes ready to fight, man.
Well, you know what, Herbie? You know what it makes me think? I realized that the obsession Pat Logan said that way out there playing toughness. Hey, that meme is circulating everywhere.
Nah, that's crazy, bro.
But
Anytime I see Cat, bro, I just think about that picture with him, and he's trying to back down DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins just looking at him like, bro, you bitch, like you little bitch.
you ain't doing nothing.
Just he looks so stressed. I mean, man, I feel bad for Cat, man. I feel bad for Cat.
But
I feel bad for Cat. But yeah, go on. What you was going to say, bro?
yeah, man. You know what it makes me realize, Herbie, is that the overglorification of like, the overemphasis on like increasing offensive points, I realize like it really does take away from the novelty of these sports, Herbie, because part of part of what has is the resistance, right? Like when
Right.
you're telling a story, there has to be an opposing force. Well, if both opposing forces are weak, then it kind of feels a little cheapened, right? Take for like me personally, when it comes to baseball, this is just my opinion. I will always be a fan of this duel over a game where the bats are hot. Like I love watching a baseball game where you have like maybe two elite pitchers, two ace pitchers going at it, completely destroying two lineups, and the one home run is what takes the game. A
Yeah,
1-0
for
game. Like for
sure.
me, that's riveting. Back and you watch 90s basketball, you go back and watch even some of early 2000s basketball. It's just, to see the resistance, to see the toughness, to see like it's just we're missing that. And I think that's part of what's made this playoffs just feel so much more like why I've enjoyed it as much. It's because they've allowed these guys to play a little more than they're used to. Even the players have been surprised. Like there are times guys get like hit hard and they're looking at the rest, and the rest just look the other way.
Nah, bro. You got to go get it. Get out the mud, nigga.
Yes, 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 sir.
Right, right.
Yes,
And
sir.
listen, I knew, like I said, I saw this with the last 2 weeks of the season, and I just happened to watch the game again. I didn't watch anything, right? And I just happened to watch. I'm like, damn, they really letting these dudes like get some UFC action going on in there, bro. And then you realize when things are tough, and this is the best part about basketball, and this is why basketball was so great in the 90s, in the 80s, the early 2000s. It might have been ugly. It might have not been the prettiest thing to look at, but you had an appreciation because when things got tough, it showed who had lemon booty and who was about it. It separated those two. There was a line of demarcation. That whole Nuggets Thunder series, man, hella dudes had lemon booty, man, because it wasn't easy.
Yep.
Jokic had lemon booty at points.
Yep.
Shai had lemon booty. You feel me? Jalen Williams had lemon booty. And then they had to figure it out. They had to learn. They had to overcome. There was tension. You feel me? And that's it. I seen that in the next series. Celtics was rampant. It was a lemon booty pandemic, boy. It was a lemon booty pandemic on that green and white. All them dudes bro. All them dudes' butts was tight, bro, and you felt it because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Cavs, lemon booty of the decade, dog. 60-win team went out like suckers, man. The Tally Halliburton, man. Because they had lemon booty. That's a part of sports. That's a part of basketball, man. Why you think we call the pandemic championship the Mickey Mouse championship, bro? No crowds, no real tension. No, bro. Like to see people get affected by the crowds while there's physical play. Like it was a great playoffs, bro. It was definitely a fire playoffs for sure, bro.
Adrian said, "What the fuck is lemon booty?" When the butts get tight, when they clench it.
Oh, you don't know what lemon booty is? Lemon booty is, bro, when niggas get nervous, man. Like they go to clinching, like that you don't want to take those shots. Put like this: watch the GOAT of lemon booty, man. James Harden, man, the GOAT, man, the GOAT. We'll never see anybody do it the way James Harden did. There's times where he would have a open three, and he just passed the ball because he didn't even want to touch the rock. When you see that happen, when you see dudes not even try to get a layup, Ben Simmons, instead of taking a layup through a little no-look pass, when you wide open by them.
They head spinning, boy. They head spinning. They like, man, I can't wait for this game to be
That's
over.
lemon booty, man. When you see somebody looking at the clock and the clock winding down and it's 3 seconds left, instead of taking a shot, he passes it to his teammate. His teammate's confused. That's lemon booty, man. That means that the pressure got to you and you don't even want to touch the basketball. That shit is like spaghetti, nigga. You don't even want to touch it. It's messy. Ew. It got cooties. That's lemon booty, man. And that is what this second round specifically brought out. I seen a whole lot of it. And it was beautiful. And it was incredible. And that's how basketball is supposed to be, bro. So yeah, man. It was fire, dog. It was definitely fire, bro.
Well, so let me ask you, man. So how do you feel about these final series that we got, man?
Honestly, this is the one byproduct, and um, yeah, we could go a little this, right? This is the one byproduct of this new NBA, the new reality of the NBA, which is the new CBA has made it to where you cannot keep a team. You cannot have more than two highly paid players. Super teams are dead. You're not going to see super teams no more. The NBA basically said,
I mean, 7 different champions the past
straight.
Seasons.
I
right?
guarantee it's going to be 8. I guarantee it's going to be 9. I guarantee it's going to be 10. You cannot keep a team together in this new NBA, and that is the one thing about it. I'm sorry, bro. I can't. Maybe I'm not as evolved as I am, as mature as I am, bro. I can't have the Pacers in the conference finals, man. That's just ill. That's yucky. That's yucky. Yucky. Ew. I can't have a Minnesota Timberwolves in a conference final, even though they did it last year, bro. Like, ew. That's yucky, dog. Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, bro, Ant's so cool that he make the Timberwolves cooler than they got any right to be. But the Pacers will never be cool, bro. Like, I don't want get them out of my conference finals, dog. This ain't the '90s, man.
Hey, listen, man. And one thing I'll say is that I like their brand of basketball, though, man. They play some beautiful basketball.
No, for sure. You gotta think about this. This is somebody who came from he didn't come from the Spurs, but he came from a coaching staff that was from the Spurs when he got drafted to the Kings, which is crazy, bro. The Kings had they had Halliburton, and they could have drafted Marcus Bagley instead of drafting Luka, man. Shout out to the Kings, man. Funny organization. But yeah, bro, like it is real passing. It is just basketball, bro. And remember, like people don't remember last year they should have beat the Celtics. They just had a lot of lemon booty, bro. What the hell, Burton? Nah, well, yeah, he averaged under 20, but he getting you 13 assists, bro. Like that's down there 50 points right there, bro. That's an old school point guard. You see, bro, you think about D Rose, man. You want your point guard to get you 50. Nah, man, that ain't what he doing, dog.
Charlotte has given away more all-star players than anyone ever.
Hey, man, I respect it, bro. Sometimes you got to know where you are as an organization, dog. You're not going to do right by these dudes, man. You not, man. That's courage, man. That's courage, man. All right, but with that, man, any last words to get about here, bro?
Listen, man, some of the team OTAs are starting tomorrow, Herbie. So, as we drag ourselves along this offseason, we're getting closer and closer to football, y'all.
We are. I will say this though. No, Charlotte didn't have SGA. The Clippers had SGA. That's who had SGA. The Clippers had him. They traded him for Paul George. One of the most lopsided trades in the history of ever, dog. If the Thunder win a championship before Paul George, man, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, man. But I will say this though. One last thing. I love Travis Hunter. I think he's amazing. I think he's a phenomenal talent. But that nigga runs some ugly ass routes, man. Holy. That boy getting locked up, man. That boy's getting locked up. He needs to
need to be a corner.
Yeah, he might, bruh. He needs to go to the lab and really lock in, bruh. Like them Big 12 cornerbacks would let him get away with anything, bruh. Because boy, dog. Hey, man. Hey, tell your quarterback stop throwing picks, though. How about that, Pedro? How about that, man? Tell that man stop throwing picks. Tell that man stop throwing picks in the end zone, man. All right, with that, though, man, we'll see y'all next week, man. Deuces. Appreciate everybody that's been in the chat with us, man. We love y'all, man. You already know, man.
Thank y'all.
Deuces.
Always.